I've made the only correct weapons tier list in XDefiant, and if you disagree with me, you're wrong. But in all seriousness, if you guys agree or disagree, definitely let me know down in the comments, and if you appreciate me not wasting any of your time in a long intro, hit the like button as well. Also, if you have OCD, you better drop a like. All these are in alphabetical order, so you're welcome. Alright, and starting us off, we have the 93R, and right off the bat, we're going to put this guy into ranked meta. This is probably the only pistol we'll see in this category, as in my opinion, it is the best pistol. With the capability to 2-burst at close range, and with the barrel extender, this thing can absolutely map people. It's definitely the best secondary in the game in my opinion, so we're going to put this guy right at the top. Alright, next up we got the AA-12, and this guy's going to be on the complete opposite spectrum. We're not going to put him all the way down to I Want to Suffer yet, as it's probably not the worst shotgun in the game. We'll get there, so I put this at I'd rather not. It could be here for a good time, it is pretty fun, but overall the shotguns in XDefiant really just super weak. Alright, next up we got the ACR, and this is probably the community's favorite gun in XDefiant. Especially when you get to ranked, you see a ton of these. Personally, I'm not too big of a fan. I'm team AK, but if you guys are team ACR, I completely understand. The gun is insane. The range on it is probably the best in the class, not to mention you can put the rapid fire barrel on it and this thing absolutely shreds. Next up we got the AK-47, and like I said, this is my preferred pick when it comes to assault rifles. As an SMG player, I find the AK a lot more like an SMG compared to the ACR, so this is definitely my pick. But like I said, these are definitely the best two assault rifles in the game, and probably weapons as well. Moving on, we got the Deagle, and this might be a hot take, but I'm going to put this guy all the way down to I Want to Suffer. Every time I use this gun, I hate it. Even when you have the cleaners faction, it doesn't matter in my opinion. The gun doesn't kill fast enough. It takes like 3 shots and it's a Deagle. Like, I understand it shoots fast. The gun, it just doesn't kill fast enough, so we're going to put it all the way at the bottom. It might be the worst gun in the game. Alright, next up we got the double barrel shotgun, and this guy we're also going to put into I'd rather not, but now thinking about it, I think I'm going to put the AA-12 up to here for a good time. Like I said, the AA-12 is a ton of fun, and it's definitely not as bad compared to the double barrel. The double barrel is definitely the most powerful shotgun in the game, and you can have a ton of success with it, but with its limited ammo cap at only 2, it can be pretty tough getting a lot of kills sometimes, so for me, the AA-12 definitely the way to go, especially on the smaller maps. Alright, next up we got our first sniper with the L115, and this is one of the newest guns that came into Season 1. So personally, I haven't got it up to 200 yet, but I have put some playtime on it, and I will tell you, this gun is definitely the second best sniper rifle in the class. Personally, I'm still a TAC 50 guy, I'd rather pick that, but the L115, definitely super consistent and aims in just as fast as the others. The only downside is it doesn't do as much damage as the TAC 50, so a little bit more inconsistent, but it does aim in a little bit faster. So for now, we're going to put this guy in here for a good time. Like I said, I have a ton of fun with this gun. The sniping in this game, it's super fun, so going to leave this guy here for now. Next up, we got the LVAOC, and this might be another hot take, but I'm going to put this guy up in the ranked meta. We'll probably end up leaving him at the bottom of this tier, but in my opinion, this is my go-to pick, especially on the bigger maps. Like I said, I'm an SMG player, so it's tough for me to use these AKs and ACRs. I don't use them a ton. So using the LVAOC with the fast fire rate, the quick movement speed, it feels just like an SMG, plus it has some range on it. So for me, especially on the bigger maps and ranked, I'm always pulling this guy out. Instead of an ACR, instead of an AK, I'd rather have this guy. It shreds just as good, especially if you use it as an SMG as well. Next, we got the M4, and in my opinion, this is probably the weakest of the sniper rifles. It is very solid with the fast fire rate time. You do get the 4x scope on it, which is nice, and with the cleaners, you can end up one-shotting the phantoms. But at the end of the day, it is super weak. You're getting a ton of hit markers with this weapon, and the maximum ammo capacity on this weapon is only 5, which is another L, as the other snipers can get a lot more than that. Next up, we got the M4A1. And after the recent buffs, this gun has been really solid, but not good enough to put it into the ranked meta. So for now, we're going to put it in public ranked matches. Like I said, it just got a buff to its damage at close range, so it's probably the best in the class at close range, maybe besides the MDR, but that's really like an SMG at the end of the day. But the M4 also has great range on it, so in public matches, you'll definitely have a ton of success with this gun. It is a menace. Alright, next up we get the M9, and in my opinion, this is probably the second best pistol in the game, so for now, we're going to put it into public match menaces. Now, obviously, these guns aren't going to be good on their own. I'm not saying to run around with just a pistol, but I'm saying they're a secondary, so if you're going to have a secondary, if you're just camo grinding and you already have the N93R maxed out, why not throw the M9 on? It's still super solid, it has a huge magazine size, the damage isn't great, but with a 15 round mag and a fast fire rate, this gun is an absolute beast. Alright, next up we got the M16, and I'm a little conflicted with this one. I've seen some people use this in ranked, and it is really solid, but in my opinion, the AK and the ACR still top this weapon. So for now, I think we're going to put this in public match menaces, probably at the top. Like I said, it can either be at the top of here or at the bottom of here. It's just biases for me at this point. Like I said, I haven't used the M16 a whole lot. I'm more of an ACR, AK, and LVAOC guy, but if you guys like the M16, definitely let me know if I'm wrong about that. Moving on, we have our first LMG, and in my opinion, definitely the worst one. The movement speed, the aim speed, everything about this gun, the M60, it is terrible, man. We're going to put it straight down into I Want to Suffer. Probably above the Deagle. Deagle's not that bad. At least this guy's fully automatic and it has a big mag. You can just spray and pray, but for an SMG player like me, I have such a tough time with this gun just trying to get in there. I don't know. It's just tough for me. Next up, we got another LMG, and this guy's on the complete opposite spectrum. This LMG is a beast, and honestly, I'm a little concerned about this. I don't want to put this all the way up because I don't want to see other people using this gun, but I gotta be honest with you guys. It's all the way up here. This gun, if you haven't used it, just don't use it. All right, it's actually really bad. Moving on. No, but in all seriousness, once you put some attachments on this guy, make it actually lightweight, make it so you can move and you can aim in quick. This gun is disgusting, bro. Oh my goodness. I think I used the lightweight barrel, maybe a quick mag. This gun absolutely shreds at any range. Please don't go using it. It's actually the worst gun in the game. For screenshot purposes only, we're gonna leave it down here, but if you're watching, you know, this gun is disgusting. All right, next up, we get the M1911. And for nostalgic reasons only, we're gonna put this guy in here for a good time. The M1911 is definitely not bad, but in my opinion, the 7-round mag really is its downside, as the only way to get an increased mag size is by sacrificing movement speed, and that's something you definitely don't want to do with the pistols, as the movement speed with the pistols is already the best in the game, so you want to keep it as fast as possible. But if you do want to put an extended mag on this thing and take the hit on the movement speed, it can definitely be worth it, as this gun does a ton of damage, so with the extra magazine size, you can get a bunch of kills with just one mag. Next up, we got another one of the recently buffed guns, and that's the MDR, and this might surprise a lot of you guys, but we're going to put this at the top of public match menaces. And honestly, I was thinking about putting it at the bottom of ranked meta, because I have seen a lot of people in ranked use it. This gun now is an absolute beast. With the right attachments, once you figure out that recoil pattern, this gun shreds. Close range, long range, it doesn't matter. It got 2 increase to its damage, so once you put a heavy barrel on it, it can now consistently 5-shot kill to the body. This gun is disgusting. Next up, we got our first marksman rifle, the Mark II. And in my opinion, the marksman rifles in XDefiant are gross. Not gross enough to be in the ranked meta, as they'll probably be out of rank pretty soon, but definitely at the top of public match menaces. These guns are insane, especially with the cleaners. These guys are super consistent 2-shot kills from any range, making them absolute beasts in the public matches. All right, the next thing we got SMGs. We've been waiting on these guys. They're all the way at the bottom. First, we get the MP5, and like the MDR and the M4A1, this also just received a buff, increasing its damage range even more, which makes it the best in the class at range. And hear me out, this might be another hot take. We are going to put this guy in the ranked meta. I have been using this guy over the last few days in ranked, and I can tell you guys, it can compete with the MP7, it can compete with the P90, maybe not the Vector on the super small maps, but like I said, this gun has the best range in the class. And just for that reason, it is probably the best SMG. This game in ranked is a super AR heavy meta, so having an SMG that can actually compete at range with these ARs, it means a whole lot. So for now, we're going to put this guy in ranked meta. We're even going to put this above the LVAOC. Next up, we get the MP7, and in my opinion, this is on par with the MP5. It's probably a little bit better, especially at the closer ranges. With some good classes, this gun absolutely shreds. Like I said, the range on it is a little bit less than the MP5, but overall, I do think it's the better weapon. Alright, next up we get the P90, and in my opinion, this is my favorite gun for pub stomping in the game. Not just for the extra round mag, but this gun puts down serious damage, even at range. So we're going to put this guy all the way at the top of public match menaces. Like I said, this gun, it is a problem. If you guys haven't been using it, definitely do. Obviously, you need the quick mag on it, but with the right attachments, this gun shreds. Alright, next up we got another one of the new guns added to Season 2 of XDefiant, and I like to call this guy the Pocket Shotty. This is the double barrel shotgun, but as a secondary. And this guy can be solid. I haven't put too much time into it. I think with attachments though, this thing could be a serious issue. I've seen some people in ranked even run it, and it is so annoying. Obviously, just someone whipping out a shotgun and one-shot at you with their secondary. It's super annoying. So we're gonna put this guy in here for a good time. Alright. Next, we got my most hated gun in the game. The pump shotgun. I hate this thing, man, with a burning passion. I want to put it down and I want to suffer, but I'll be honest with you guys, it's not that bad. It's pretty freaking bad. It's pretty bad. Don't get me wrong, but it's not as bad as these other ones, right? I'd rather use a pump shotgun over the M60, and I'd just rather not. You know what I mean? Actually, I take back everything I said. I want to suffer when I use this gun. It's going in. I want to suffer. I hate it. Alright, and for the last of our pistols, we have the revolver. And in my opinion, this is definitely one of the most fun guns in the game. Getting a one-shot kill with the cleaners is such a good feeling. You can get some crazy kills with this gun. It's just such a satisfying gun. So we're probably going to put this all the way at the top of here for a good time. This gun, like I said, it's really just a good time. Alright, next up we get the RPK, and for some reason, I'm just not too big of a fan of this gun. I'm not sure what it is. The small magazine size is nice because it does aim in quicker and move a lot quicker than the other LMGs, but something about it, whether it's the recoil or the damage, I'm just not too big of a fan. So we're gonna put it in, I'd rather not, but we'll probably put it at the top since it is fully automatic at the end of the day. Next up we get the SVD, and like I said earlier, this gun is a problem. I would put it in ranked meta, but like I said, I think they're probably going to restrict the marksman rifles pretty soon in ranked, making it just SMGs and ARs. So unfortunately, we do have to put it in public match menaces, but this guy's going to be all the way at the top. Probably under the P90. Like I said, I'm an SMG player, so the bias is coming out here. The SVD, it is a problem though. When you put the cleaners faction on, this gun can one-shot at almost any range. It is insane. Obviously, you need the headshot, but you're going to be hitting headshots a lot. Once you practice with this gun, it is a beast. Alright, and finally we get the TAC 50. And like I mentioned earlier, this is definitely the best sniper in the game in my opinion. Once you put some attachments on this guy, you can make it start aiming in a lot faster. You put that 4 to 8 times scope on it, you're hitting some insane clips with this gun. You can even put the extended mag on this guy, and you're still moving just as fast. This gun is a problem. I've hit some crazy clips with this gun. It is a ton of fun. We're going to put it all the way up to into public match menaces, probably right above the Mark II. What's up guys, so as I was editing this, I realized I completely missed out on the Vector, so big apologies for that. I did want to rank it still though. Currently, it's going to be still in the ranked meta class, but it's going to be towards the bottom end, right above the 93R, but under the LVAOC. Compared to the other SMGs, it does have the fastest time to kill, but the range on it is pretty much abysmal, so I'm going to go with the MP5 and the MP7 on a majority of the maps. On maps like Echelon Arena, definitely use the Vector. That gun is insane. Alright, looking over one more time, I did move some things around just in their respective roles already. Move the 93R all the way to the back. Move the M4 up just a little bit, L115 up a little bit, but in order, these are what we got. Starting us off, we get the ACR, AK-47, MP7, MP5, LVAOC, and the 93R as probably the best guns in the game at the moment. Next, when it comes to the public match menaces, we got the P90, SVD, MDR, M16, TAC 50, Mark II, M4A1, and the M9. Like I said, all of these guns you can have a ton of success and absolutely dominate in every game you play. Next for here for a good time, these are the most fun guns in the game in my opinion. We have the revolver, the L115, the AA12, the pocket shotty, and then the M1911. Moving on to some of the worst guns in the game in the I'd rather not section, we have the RPK, M4, and the double barrel shotgun. These guns, they're not great, they're not the worst in the game, but definitely I'd rather not. And then last but not least, if you want to play XDefiant and you just want to suffer the whole time, use these guns. M60, the Deagle, the pump shotgun. This guy's a sleeper. Like I said, just don't use it. Alright, just listen, don't use it. Alright though guys, that is gonna do it for the video. Apologies if I do sound a little bit sick. I have been a little under the weather over the last few days, but I'll be back again later with the new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.